In a world dominated by heated homes and alarm clocks, there exists a community where winter mornings unfold in complete darkness at temperatures that would send most of us back under the covers. Over 360,000 Amish people wake at 4:30 a.m. in homes without electricity, without central heating, without any of the comforts we consider essential. What happens in the next 4 hours of their morning would challenge everything most outsiders believe about daily life. These 10 winter morning routines reveal a world of physical endurance, unwavering faith, and survival skills that modern society has completely forgotten. Before sunrise, the Amish winter morning begins in complete darkness at 4:30 a.m. There are no alarm clocks, no smartphones, no gradual wake-up lights. Instead, families rise through internal rhythm developed over years of identical routines, or the distant crow of a rooster equally committed to this schedule. The indoor temperature hovers between 35 and 45 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than most refrigerators. Bedrooms receive no heat overnight because fuel must be conserved. The moment feet touch the floor, ice-cold wood planks jolt every nerve awake. Getting dressed begins immediately in darkness, fumbling with layers by oil lamp, because the family's survival depends on what happens next. Starting fires. The father or eldest son faces the morning's first critical mission. Starting the fires isn't about comfort, it's about survival. Without successfully igniting the wood or coal stove, the entire family will suffer through bone-deep cold. Kindling arranged the night before, newspaper positioned for ignition, wood stacked within reach. The fire starter works quickly because hands go numb within minutes. If the fire fails, the consequences ripple through the entire day. Even when successful, the house takes 45 minutes to 2 hours to warm. A family burns through 40 to 60 pounds of wood daily, or 20 to 30 pounds of coal. Young boys learn this skill around age 6 or 7. There are no backup systems, no thermostats, no calling for help. Morning layers. Everyone must dress for functioning in a home that feels like a walk-in freezer. 4 to 6 layers become standard for adults, 5 to 7 for children whose smaller bodies lose heat rapidly. Every piece is natural fiber. Wool, cotton, flannel. No synthetics. Long underwear first, then wool socks, multiple shirts, full-length dresses for women, with aprons over top. Prayer coverings must be worn even at home. Wool shawls wrap shoulders against the cold. For parents with 6 to 8 children, getting everyone layered becomes a logistical challenge. These aren't clothes chosen for style. They're survival gear, handed down through siblings, mended repeatedly, homemade during previous seasons. The weight restricts movement, but moving without them means hypothermia. Water hauling. In old order Amish communities, there is no indoor plumbing. Every drop of water must be hauled by hand from outdoor wells or pumps. Winter makes this brutal. Ice forms overnight on pump handles and spouts. Pumps freeze solid below 20 degrees, requiring warm water saved from the night before. Wells ranging from 30 to over 100 feet deep require significant arm strength multiplied when fighting frozen components. A family needs 20 to 35 gallons daily. Every gallon weighs 8.34 pounds. That means hauling 170 to 290 pounds total in 2 to 3 gallon buckets. Children age 8 and older help, making multiple trips along icy paths. Hands crack and bleed from frozen metal handles. Shoulders and backs strain constantly. Water gets allocated ruthlessly. Cooking and drinking first. Washing dishes next, but rationed. Laundry once weekly. Bathing Saturday night only, with multiple family members sharing the same water. This task alone consumes 30 to 45 minutes of hard labor, repeated multiple times daily. The Amish reject plumbing because connection to outside systems means dependence on the modern world. Feeding livestock. Around 5 a.m., men and older boys head to the barn. The animals must be fed and milked before the family eats. No exceptions. A typical farm maintains 4 to 8 dairy cows, 2 to 4 horses, 20 to 30 chickens, and 2 to 6 pigs. The barn offers minimal warmth. Men work in 0 to 20 degrees for 1.5 to 2.5 hours. Hand milking or gas-powered milkers draw 6 to 8 gallons daily. Each cow takes 10 to 15 minutes. This milk provides family consumption and crucial cash income. If cows aren't milked on schedule, production drops and the family's economic foundation crumbles. Breaking ice in water troughs becomes constant battle. Hay bales weighing 40 to 60 pounds get distributed. 50-pound feed bags lifted and carried. Eggs collected despite numbing fingers. Stalls mucked even in winter because sick animals become financial disasters. Boys start helping around age 6 or 7. By 12, most handle the full routine independently. This isn't child labor by their definition. It's essential education in responsibility and survival. Cooking breakfast. Women and daughters face equally demanding kitchen work. The wood stove must be carefully managed for cooking while the kitchen hovers around 50 to 55 degrees. Breakfast for 7 to 9 people must be substantial. Oatmeal or cornmeal mush, fried potatoes with onions, 6 to 12 eggs, fresh bread with butter and jam, occasionally scrapple, sausage, or bacon, coffee for adults, milk for children. The wood stove offers no temperature dial, no consistent heat zones, maintaining 350 to 450 degrees for baking while keeping other areas at 250 to 300 for stovetop requires constant attention and years of skill. Multiple dishes must cook simultaneously and finish together. There's no refrigeration, so everything gets made fresh daily. Standing for 90 minutes in a cold kitchen, lifting heavy cast iron, managing hot surfaces in bulky winter clothing, this takes years to master. Men heading to work need 3,500 to 4,500 calories daily. Breakfast must fuel 4 to 6 hours of intense labor. Family devotions. After hours of labor, the family gathers. Once breakfast is eaten, spiritual foundation gets reinforced through morning devotions. 15 to 25 minutes devoted to scripture and prayer, regardless of weather or exhaustion. The father reads from the German or Pennsylvania Dutch Bible, passages from Old Testament or Psalms. Brief reflection follows, then silent prayer for 3 to 5 minutes. The father closes with spoken prayer, sometimes adding hymn verses. This happens in every Amish home every morning. Missing devotions represents serious spiritual neglect. These moments teach children biblical stories, reinforce German language, demonstrate submission to God and parents. Faith provides foundation for accepting this difficult lifestyle. Without deep conviction, the hardships would feel meaningless. This daily ritual differentiates the Amish from the English. Community accountability ensures continuation. Splitting wood. The fires burning represent borrowed time. Tomorrow's fuel must be prepared today. Father and older sons head outside for 30 to 45 minutes of wood splitting. A family burns 40 to 80 pounds daily. Over winter, that totals 4 to 6 cords. Some use coal instead, requiring 20 to 30 pounds daily, totaling 2 to 4 tons per winter. The wood was cut 6 to 12 months prior for drying. Oak burns long and slow. Pine ignites quickly. Maple provides steady heat. Morning work includes splitting logs and preparing kindling for tomorrow's fire starting. This happens in freezing temperatures, swinging a maul 100 to 200 times. The labor builds strength but creates injury risks. Despite the cold, sweat generates quickly, creating dangerous wet clothing in freezing conditions. No wood means no heat, means the family suffers or dies. No backup systems exist. Running out midwinter represents a crisis requiring help from neighbors, deeply embarrassing because it signals poor planning. Boys learn around age 8 or 9. By 12, most handle it independently. School preparation. While parents complete their essential morning tasks, the children must prepare for their own daily challenge. In Amish communities, education happens in one-room schoolhouses serving grades 1 through 8. With 15 to 30 students total taught by a single teacher, usually an unmarried Amish woman between ages 18 and 25. Getting 6 to 8 children ready for school becomes a carefully orchestrated operation. Each child needs lunch packed, Sandwiches, fruit, cookies, a thermos of hot soup. Every lunch is homemade. There is no cafeteria, no option to buy food, no shortcut available. School supplies must be checked. Slates for writing, chalk, textbooks, paper. Winter clothing gets layered on, the heaviest coats available, wool scarves wrapped tight, thick gloves or mittens, sturdy boots. The walk to school averages half a mile to 2 miles each way. School rarely closes. It operates unless temperatures drop below -10 degrees or dangerous ice makes walking truly treacherous. During the deepest winter months, children walk to school in darkness because school starts at 8:30 a.m. and sunrise comes late. Paths may not be cleared of snow. There are no school buses, no car rides, except in the most extreme weather emergencies. Older children carry responsibility for younger siblings during the walk. Multiple families' children walk together, building community bonds and teaching collective responsibility. The children carry metal or plastic lunch pails, shared textbooks, slates for writing, and extra mittens because hands get wet from snow and must be changed to prevent frostbite. School attendance is strict and expected. Education is valued even though it ends at 8th grade, considered sufficient for the farming and craftsmanship that will define their adult lives. Missing school brings community judgment that the parents aren't properly managing their household. The walk to school, regardless of weather, teaches discipline and perseverance that will serve the children throughout their lives. It builds physical endurance and mental toughness that become essential survival traits in this demanding culture. First daylight work. By 7 or 8, 0 inches the morning, the essential survival chores are finally complete. The fires burn steadily. Water has been hauled, animals have been fed and milked, breakfast has been eaten, devotions have centered the family spiritually, wood has been split, children have left for school, and now, finally, the actual workday begins. For men, this means returning to farm tasks, repairing equipment damaged by cold or wear, additional livestock care as needed throughout the day, winter field preparation for the coming spring. Many Amish men run carpentry or furniture-making businesses, working in unheated workshops, managing tools and techniques that require no electricity. Equipment maintenance becomes crucial because there's no calling a repairman when something breaks. Woodworking, metalwork, harness repair, all must be handled personally or with community help. Some days involve community projects, helping neighbors with building or repairs, knowing that help will be returned when needed. For women, the work continues without pause. Cleaning happens manually. No vacuum cleaners mean sweeping and mopping by hand every floor in the house. Monday traditionally means laundry, done with wringer washers powered by gas engines, hanging clothes outside even in freezing temperatures or draping them on indoor racks near stoves. Baking for the week ahead fills hours. All clothing is either handmade or hand-mended, requiring constant sewing work. Food preservation tasks continue even in winter. And the largest meal of the day, eaten at noon, requires substantial preparation. The workday continues until 5 or 6 p.m., with only a 30 to 45-minute break for that noon meal. By the time evening chores begin, animals must be fed again, fires must be stoked again, water must be hauled again. These families have been working for 12 to 14 hours. How do they sustain this pace daily, throughout the entire winter, year after year? Their bodies have been trained from childhood, adapted to physical demands that would break most modern people within days. Strong community support provides help when truly needed, and competition to maintain standards. Deep faith provides purpose and strength, reframing suffering as spiritual practice. Pride in self-sufficiency drives them forward, and critically, they have no concept of work-life balance as modern culture defines it. Work is life. Life as work. The two are inseparable. The productivity advantage is undeniable. By 9 a.m., these families have accomplished more than most modern people do in an entire day. There is no time wasted on screens, commuting, or endless distractions. Every action is purposeful and necessary. The efficiency comes from generations of refinement, each improvement passed down and perfected. This grueling routine repeats every single day throughout the winter. There are no weekends off in the sense modern workers understand. There are no sick days that excuse you from milking cows or hauling water. There are no shortcuts, no convenience options, no calling for help unless you face a true emergency. The Amish sacrifice comfort, convenience, and the extra sleep that most of us consider essential to function. They give up easy access to modern medical